Hi, this is Cheeky Witch, and this is attempt number 2 to make the 77 question Witchy community tag. We'll wing it, see if we can get this to work. I actually have my phone out of its case because it was dying and kind of being held in place with crystals, so it may fall down at any time. Wish me luck. This is going to probably be a 2-part video because when I was recording it earlier, I got to 33 minutes before it cut off. And my phone won't record longer than that. It won't even show me how many minutes that I have left now. It's somehow switched, telling me how long I've been going instead of the other way around. We'll see. So if it cuts off randomly, I have warned you. My phone's being a pain in my rear end today. I'm going to start off, though, by showing you my pentacle. It's actually cast silver, and I got it at Renaissance Festival. I don't know if I did. I don't think I put it in a video, but it's really pretty. I'm also going to show you the chalice that I was going to show in the last video, and I forgot because I didn't have it with me, and I would have had to run and get it. But it's the one that I got for Hecate, and it was $4 at HomeGoods. It's absolutely huge and beautiful and jet black, and I absolutely adore it. It is definitely like her chalice. Okay, now I can start with the questions. Hopefully nothing else breaks. Do you use runes as a written language? Not really. I don't really use them in, like, I don't write like a journal in them. I don't use them for writing spells or spell work. I don't know if you know anything about this book series. There's Egyptology, Wizardology, Pirate one, and then a Dragon one. And I had the Dragon one growing up, and it had dragon script in it, which is basically runes. But they're not quite right. They're like messed up, and there's some that are like made up, and there's ones that are missing. It's a really simplistic, slightly wrong set of like Norse runes. I use those sometimes. So kind of, but not really. I used to write notes and stuff a lot as a kid in that, because a lot of my friends had it memorized, so we could write secret notes to each other in school without getting caught, basically. So, yes and no. 2, do you feel you have any natural gifts such as premonitions or hearing spirits? And if so, do you think they led you to your path? Yes, I do have some abilities, but I'm not very good at using them. I actually had a handwriting done by Heather, who is part of our pagan community here in Fargo. And she actually told me that I have a lot of natural abilities, that I'm very powerfully psychic and have a lot of magical abilities, like natural gifts, but I also had a lot to learn in my life, and that I was going to learn many things. So I'm kind of at the point where I think I have the abilities, but I don't have any idea how to use them correctly. So like I have dreams of things and then they happen, but it's all like mundane basic stuff, and I don't think that it's anything important or significant. I definitely sense spirits a lot, but I can't like hear them or significantly communicate with them. I have really strong intuition. I have empathic abilities. I actually have been told now by like 5 or 6 people that I'm a psychic vampire, and all without them knowing that I've been told that before. So I don't know. And I think that's partially to do with me being empathic. So like if I'm empathic, it's really easy to become a psychic vampire by accident even. So like if I'm stressed out and tired, I tend to drain other people's energies really bad. So I have to like work on not doing that. I'm trying to think, what else was I gonna say? Oh, like if I need something, I go thrifting. Like in case you did not notice the 8 billion thrift hauls, I go thrifting all the time, to the point that like all the thrift stores know me, And I've gotten actually deals on stuff at Goodwill because the lady's like, oh yeah, you're here all the time. You can get like, I'll give you half off of like everything that you're getting today. Oh, you're buying a whole bunch of books? I'll give you like half off of that or whatever. And Savers, I've gotten discounts that I'm not technically supposed to get because one of the managers knows me. I actually know the lady that puts out the books at Savers here in town, and we have like a deal that she'll save the pagan books if she finds any for me. Not the best at actually accomplishing that task because I have found them on the floor when I've asked her for them. She's like, oh yeah, I didn't see any. And I'm like, I found like 3 of them sitting in the books. So not like the greatest deal with that one, but still cool. I shop too much. But I've had a lot of times like my really big book haul that I got from there, like my really big one, I was driving by because I lived near there. I was driving on the road by it. I'm like, I really need to go home and I need to go get some sleep because I work night shifts. So it's during the day, but I need to go home and go to bed because I have work tonight. But it'll only take me a few minutes. I'll go and check. I really feel like I need to check. Like, it just kept bugging me that I need to go check until I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. And went and look, and literally, I always beeline for the religious book section because I have found a few. Like, I found a couple here and there, but nothing significant. And I'm like, that's what I want is pagan books. I want to learn, and I want to study, and I want to have resources. As well as, like, I buy doubles and stuff to either potentially sell, give in trades, or, to gift to friends, whatever. And seriously, like, 15, I think it was, like, close to 15 pagan-specific books, like Cunningham and Buckland and Vivian Crowley and I think Edmund McCoy, maybe, or Edmund Coy, something like that, McCoy. Edmund McCoy, I think, is what it is. I don't remember out of my hand, but some of those, like up there books, like the books, like not just like Elle Who's-It's How to Be a Teen Witch, whatever. Like they're actual like expensive, like in demand books. They're not, and in like really good shape. I found like 15 of them, and if you buy 4, you get the 5th one free. So I had that, and then I think I got some kind of discount on top of that. So I paid like next to nothing. Because I think the most expensive one was like $3. I paid like nothing for these books. And I just like knew I had to go there. And I had that one time when I went to Goodwill on 13th. And I was just like, I really need to just like go there. I just really want to go there for some reason. And I go and I find my big cast iron cauldron for $4, which is absolutely ridiculous. It does not have a lid, which I don't have any cauldrons with lids, which is really irritating. But oh well. Maybe I'll find lids for them someday. I don't know. I've just had like I found my Isis statue that way, and it's not like most of the time it's like I need blah 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 and whatever, but it seems to rub off too. My friend Emily and I went thrifting, and so one time we were planning on trying to go thrifting again together to get witchy stuff for her because she just got her new apartment. We were going thrifting, and she was looking for witchy stuff because she doesn't have much. And she's like, I really want to get a besom, like a decent sized one, and I want to get a chalice that's cool, and I want to get like just like a couple of things. Nothing super specific, but like I need a chalice, I need whatever, and like the besom. And we literally found a really nice, really big with the woven besom for $4, and a 50-cent silver chalice and a box. And she also got like an oil warmer that's super cool looking. It's kind of got that like gray but like has the almost oil spill look to it with the rainbow. Yeah, like for some reason that just happens, and I've had that happen where I'm like, it doesn't happen all the time, especially if I get greedy about it. Like I figured out I could do it, and then if I try to force it to happen, then it tends to backfire and I won't find that thing for a while. But it weirdly happens. Like if I just randomly feel like, oh, I need to go to blah blah blah, Or, oh, I need to do this. Or I just, like, know things sometimes. Like, I just have this feeling I should do whatever or go wherever or something, and then something will happen. It's extremely bizarre. Or I'll run into people when there's no reason that they should have been. I'm like, why are you here? How did I know that you would be here? I don't know. That's kind of my natural gift, is just this weird, like, uncontrollable knowledge or uncontrolled ability to influence the world around me, as long as I'm not being obnoxiously greedy about it. Seems to be it. 3, what deity do you work with, if any, and why? The only deities that I work with are Hecate and Ganesh. I actually have on my couch over there, you can kind of see that blanket is actually has a big Ganesh on it, and I got it for $20. I think it was $20 at Target a while ago, surprisingly. And I was just looking through like their like back area because I like going where like the clearance stuff is. And I happened to find that Ganesh blanket. And that was right around the time I found at Savers for $3 a little tiny Ganesh statue. And then like recently I found a really big, I have it on my Instagram, which is Kieran_Tasuki. One of these days I'll try to connect the accounts. If you want to follow me on Instagram and see some more day-to-day stuff, which I might do some vlogs, but we'll see. But it's like maybe this tall. It's, I think, 9 inches tall. And it's silver. It's like ceramically painted silver. And absolutely detailed, gorgeous. And I found it at TJ Maxx. Well, it didn't have a price tag on it for some strange reason. And it's the only one. And it doesn't have a price tag. And I'm like, well, shit, like, I really want to get this, unless it's, like, so insanely priced I can't afford it. If I can afford this, I want to get it, because it's Ganesh, and it's a nice Ganesh, and a big one. And I, at the time, was working on my prosperity altar by my door, and I wanted Ganesh, because he's for removing obstacles and leading to success and whatever, is one of his big things. So I wanted to have him on my prosperity altar. And I didn't want to use the only one I have because I like having him on my normal altar in my God section, because he's the only God I really work with. So I go up and I ask the lady, I'm like, so this doesn't have a price tag, and I was just wondering how much it costs because I really want to get it. And she's like, well, we'll go look at the other ones and see if we can find one that's about the same price. And then we'll just see where the price is, and then we'll work from there or whatever. She goes and finds this little tiny, like, weird looking, like, okay, Ganesh is like this big, remember? You find, like, this thing that's like this big, and it's $4, and it's like, it has been, like, on clearance or something, like, it was ridiculously underpriced even for what it was. And she's like, oh, how about $4? I'm like, sure. I would gladly take that for $4. Or, like, I was at the same TJ Maxx, and I really, really wanted, I have a Himalayan salt lamp. I don't know if you can maybe kind of see it. This is my Christmas tree. But it's, like, behind the Christmas tree. There's Isis and a Himalayan salt lamp over there. Which I actually like the Walmart one better. They're about the same size. I think this one's a little bit bigger and a little bit nicer for the stone. But it doesn't have a dimmer switch like my one from Walmart does. And it was actually more expensive even at TJ Maxx when the size wasn't significantly different. So unless you want the ridiculous sized one maybe that Home Goods have, I don't think they're better. But whatever. So I went to go get it, and I brought it up to the front, and a whole, like, armload of other stuff, and whatever. So I, like, put all this stuff down, and she goes, I'm like, can you please make sure the lamp works? I need to get this lamp, but I don't want to pay for it unless I know that it works. Can you just plug it in and turn it on? That's good enough. She's like, oh, yeah, no problem, no problem. Goes and does it, and then starts packing everything and scanning and whatever. Not until, like, a while after I got home and unwrapped and put everything away and got everything all settled, like, a while later, I was thinking about, like, it was only that much. And I think I still had, like, I hadn't thrown away the wrappings and stuff because I had them, like, laying out. And so I was looking at the receipt, and I'm like, she didn't charge me for the lamp. Oops. So I got a free lamp because I don't know about you, if I noticed it, like, as I was leaving the store, or even, like, before I get home, or before I get, like, whatever, I would turn around and, like, try to fix it if I could, but I didn't notice until I took the stickers off everything and threw them away, like, you're like, that's kind of your bad for not noticing it, and it's shitty, and it's not like it happens on a regular basis, or I try to make it happen. I was kind of like, I think I'm just getting a little lucky today, so I kind of let it go. So I did get a free Himalayan salt lamp. You know, like, stuff like that happens so much. But anyway, back to D&D. I'm excessively overtired, so rambling will happen. But Hecate I work with. I've done some spell work with her. Ganesh I kind of have that weird connection with, but I don't really work with him. Hecate has her own altar. Ganesh kind of has an altar. I mean, the prosperity altar, but it's not dedicated to him. It's dedicated to prosperity, in which he is a part of, if that makes sense. And I'll talk more about my Hecate altar. I'll definitely do like an altar tour and everything. I actually filmed an altar tour, and then I had to get rid of it because I couldn't get it to work, and I couldn't edit it, and it was like insanely long, and just, it was bad. I will try to redo it. We'll see if I can ever get my damn laptop to work. I had it working long enough to make all of one video, and now it doesn't want to turn on. I don't know. We'll see. Have you always worked with the same deity? Yes, kind of, maybe, because I haven't really worked with a specific deity before. Like I said, Ganesh kind of just came to me. Hecate was almost kind of the same way, too. I'd been aware of her and known other people that, like, worship her and work with her. And I was like, and then I was just kind of getting this, like, repeated, like, thinking about it in the back of my head. I'm like, I'll see about it, and I'll whatever. And I made her a small altar. And I started working on it. I'm like, I keep finding stuff that I know is just hers, and I heart, like, whatever. And then it was right after I started, like, really working with her that this whole big deal with this person that I thought was my friend happened. And I needed Hecate because I ended up doing a reversal and binding on this person because she was threatening to curse me, to hex me, to whatever, and she was gossiping and saying lies, and she's an extremely narcissistic, terrible, obnoxious, like, borderline psychopathic person. Like, if you guys want a full explanation on what exactly happened, I can make a video, but it's honestly a lot of drama for the most part. But the basic gist of it is I started dating someone that she was friends with. She got super duper jealous and started messing with our relationship, and just had always treated me kind of like crap, and it just got, like, not like enough that you wouldn't, like, hang out with them, but enough that is, like, snide comments every once in a while. You could tell she'd get jealous randomly, or she'd just be upset over nothing. She was a compulsive liar, whatever. So she was just a really terrible person, and ended up kind of exploding on me, basically, at a certain point, to the point that she was just making threats and just being aggressive and ridiculous, and I just couldn't deal with it. So that's why I did that. And that was around the time I had Hecate with me, and that's kind of her deal, is darker magics, especially protection magics, working with, like, actually, she's like protector of children or something too, but also, like, working with graveyards and the dead. So strangely enough, is perfect timing. And so I think I was, when I first filmed this, I did it sit and actually fully explain what that spell all entailed. If anyone is curious, I can definitely have a sit down video and talk about it. And I actually think I might just do it anyway and have a video on, like, negative magic, or my concept of use of negative magic. And that's actually a question farther down, so I will explain my opinion of it in a quick version, but I'll probably do an actual video, long version, some correspondences, like explain how I did the spell and make examples or something. We'll see. That might be a future video. We'll find out. Speaking of which, do you use any personal items in your practice, such as blood, tears, urine, etc.? Not really. I can't cry on command, and I don't cry very much, so that would be useless. And, blood, I actually am really anemic a lot of the times. Bad plan. Also, it's like, to me, a sanitary thing, because if you're taking something like blood, urine, whatever that is not sanitary and can't be kept sanitary, you strongly run the risks. Like, you don't want to spread that all over everything. You don't want to worry about it. And for the most part, with the blood can kind of go either way, but for the most part, those kind of bodily fluids and stuff go towards more negative magic. And as the question farther down will entail, I don't really do negative magic, nor do I feel that it's necessary to like take it to like that level. That's like you need a fly swatter and you use a hand grenade. Like, to me, that's the difference. You can totally do that. You can totally use it. It'll make your spell super powerful, and if that's what you need to make a spell work, fine. But I don't think it is necessary. I think it's making it more powerful than it necessarily needs to be. You can find other things that aren't like that level that work extremely well and even are still quite powerful. It's not like a necessary thing. So, no. Do you do past life readings, or have you had one done? If so, who were you and how did you die? I have not done anything with my past lives. I kind of am weirdly aware of them. Like, I'll have, like, moments where I, like, really feel overly nostalgic for, like, a decade I wasn't alive. It's, like, those weird, like, almost like deja vu where you're, like, it feels like this thing that happened in the 50s, or, like, whatever. You kind of have that, like, sense of, like, either almost remembering or loving, or something like, oh, yeah, this is, like, my favorite thing back in the day, or whatever, but it's not really, and you kind of feel both things at the same time. Weirdness. But the pagan community here in Fargo is actually going to do a past life meetup thing, so I probably will do it sometime in the near future once that gets set up, because I don't really know how to approach that myself. So, not that I won't ever do it for myself, but it would be nice to go to something where people sit, discuss, show, explain, and do it for people, so that I can see it be done. Because if I see it be done and have it done to me and kind of understand, then it'll be easier for me to practice and work on doing it for myself. So, I will eventually. What is your favorite magical tool? I don't really do ritual, so I don't really use tools that much. I do have them. I have excessive amounts of them. Probably the only ones I use a lot are like... Okay, whatever, I heard something weird. I use my chalice a lot. I enjoy having chalices and cauldrons. I love a few of my athames, but I don't have... I have, like, wands and stuff, but I don't use them. Surprisingly, I need to work on trying to do more ritual magic, because I want to learn how to do it and how to do it well and comfortably, because I want to eventually be able to, like, teach and have a coven, maybe even at some point, like, ages in the future. But eventually, I want to be able to do that, and I don't feel like I can be someone who runs a coven if I don't have any idea what ritual magic is and how to do it comfortably. So, you know, but the only thing I use a lot, really, is candles. I do candle magic a lot. Pretty much my only form of, like, actual spells is candle magic. So, I have a giant chest of candles that is hiding right over there. So, I would say candles. Is that considered a magical tool? I kind of consider that not a tool, but a supply. Just like herbs isn't really a tool. Like, an athame is a tool. A wand's a tool. It's one thing that you use for the same thing over and over again instead of something you use and then it's, like, gone. It left because you used it up. I don't know, whatever your opinion is on that candle stuff. Though, my favorite tool that I own is actually my candle snuffer. Because it's silver and mother of pearl, and I got it for $3 at a thrift store. That actually might be the first tool that I got, which is one of these questions. And I can't remember earlier what it was. I think that might be the first tool I got was my candle snuffer. I'll have to show that, and it'll be in one of my altar tour videos, but I should show that sometime. Don't let me forget. Somebody just annoy me like a month from now if I haven't done it in a comment or something. Who knows? What is a song or type of music that gets you into a witchy mood? Nothing really specifically. I don't really get in like too much of a specific mood based on music. I mean, kind of do a little bit. Like obviously if I'm listening to dancey music, I want to dance, you know, whatever, like everybody. Some of the music, like if you watch Late Grave Dancer's channel, where she has like her intro music, is very witchy, and I like that kind of music, but I don't know if that's necessarily something that makes me feel witchy. I think I just have like, all of a sudden I'll be like, because I also have ADD, so, which is not helping the babbling part of the situation. So I think it's kind of just randomly, like, oh, I feel like doing this today. Oh, I really want to do this, or oh, this looks like a good idea, I have to do it right now. Like, that's more like how I get in witchy moods than by music. Where's the most magical place you have ever been? I have 2 places. One that I go to fairly regularly, and the other one that I used to go to regularly, but that I can't really go to right now. I could go to it, I guess, but it would cost money and time and things that I don't have. So, you know. The one that I go to regularly is, I live in Fargo, North Dakota right now. I'm actually from a place about an hour away from here. It's a little small town, and they have one of those cemeteries that's like out in farmland that's like not even a 2-minute drive out of town. Like, it's close to town, but it's completely surrounded by trees and isolated and everything, and it's like 100 years old, and the energy there is just ridiculously awesome. Just very strong, and pretty much everyone I've ever brought there feels it. I don't know, I have a friend who I think I've mentioned in a couple videos, that is very spiritual, very psychic, like, I mean, like, incredibly, incredibly gifted. I may or may not convince her to be in a video. Incredibly gifted, that I've taken there, and yeah, she sees stuff there all the time, and like, she's not as much into, like, she loves her gifts, but at the same time is not really into, not necessarily not into using them, but like not into forcing it, not into, like, she was raised like heavily Christian, so she is a little bit afraid of like finding demons, which I don't personally believe in demons. I believe in spirits and magical beings, but I don't think demons is really the right term, because I think demons are like just pure evil energy, pure evil being of some kind. I think that's kind of a misnomer. I don't think anything is truly evil or truly good, nor is like this all-powerful monster creature. I definitely think they have the power, but not that you, knowing of them, can't control. It's like that fear of like the monster under your bed kind of thing, more than the fact that it's not actually longer video. But anyway. My second magical place would be the Boundary Waters here in Minnesota. I'm in North Dakota. Over in Minnesota. I'm from Minnesota. It's so gorgeous. Like, look up pictures. If you don't live here or haven't been there, look up pictures. It's so pretty. And so many of the lakes there are completely untouched. They're completely, like, away from everything. You see, like, no one else but you and, like, who you're with for, like, 90% of your trip. Once you get in the Boundary Waters enough, you don't see other people almost ever. I have quite a few stones and things that I've taken. I have a piece of driftwood that I carved up, and it's kind of singed because I stuck in the fire. that I have on my altar that represent that place for me. And I mean, it's like pure just being one with nature. It's purely magical, like the purest form. So that would be like, you know, if you can go there, I recommend. This is probably gonna have to be 3 parts. I'm going about like half as slow, twice as slow, something like that. I'm taking forever because I'm literally on question number 10 out of 77 and it's been half an hour. Bear with me, this might be like a 6-part video. Who effing knows? I don't. What animal is your familiar, if any? My pet dog, who is a German Shepherd named Lady, that I had when I was really little. We got her when I was about 4 or 5, and she died my first year of college, so I would have been about 19 when she died, and I'm about 23 now. She was definitely my familiar. She was so smart and so strong and so just intuitive. She knew if you were upset, she'd come snuggle with you. She would go like get like my baby niece at the time when she was a baby was crying, and she knew that she was crying, so she went and put her like soft toys in there and dropped them in there and just sat and watched her. And like, she's super talkative, super intelligent, super aware. So like, I would say she would be my familiar. Like, I pretty much grew up with her. She was more like a sister to me than anything else. And then the next one is also, did they choose you or did you choose them? I think it was a bit of both. I was very young at the time, so I don't think I would have consciously chose the familiar connection, but we did, like, I grew up with her. She was like my sister, and so I think it was kind of one of those things where you don't necessarily choose one another, you kind of together choose to be with each other kind of thing. I think I'm going to try and stop it here and upload it and see if it'll work before I spend any more time and it doesn't work. And also, I think last time I was going to cut off at 35 and I'm at 32. So I don't want to hedge my bet a little bit. So this will be part 1. I'm going to try to do part 2 after this. We will see. I make no promises. It might take me another week to get the next part out. It might be a series. This will be a series of, like, who knows how many videos. I'll try to keep them to half an hour each or less, and this is just going to be more of a sit and chat kind of video, I'm guessing, because that's basically what I'm doing, is telling you my life story through witchy stuff. Alright, bye-bye, blessed be. Stay tuned for part 2.